Alright, good morning everybody. My name is Brandon Rawlings and I'm the producer for Edify Games. To get the formalities out of the way, we are doing the Emergency and Queensland Fire and Emergency Services Industry Partner project. And the game that we'll be presenting to you today is known as Flame Off, a game designed for community engagement between the community and Queensland Fire and Emergency Services. In Flame Off, you play as Ash, an experienced firefighting demon hunter following in the footsteps of an old demon hunter who saved them many years ago. In the game, you'll use your fire hose to douse the demon's flames, the fire axe to destroy obstacles blocking your path or to stun the demon temporarily, or the fire extinguisher to put out special electrical fires. Ash will have to be careful not to anger the demon too much, however, as the demon has access to a powerful berserker mode, doubling its damage from all sources, such as its fireball attack, ring of fire attack, normal fire placement, and its choking smoke ability. The game will test the player's speed to be able to avoid the demon's attacks, as well as their accuracy to attack the demon while on the move, as well as their agility to be able to maneuver around the room effectively. Additionally, we want to incite that feeling of competition amongst our players to see who can defeat the boss the quickest, as this was a key experience that we noticed when we were watching our players at the community engagement event at a QFest event in the past. Lastly, we want the players to have that feeling of anticipation while they are hiding from the demon, and that joy once they finish overcoming the demon and defeat him. As for the core mechanics of the game, as previously mentioned, Ash has access to a fire extinguisher, a fire axe, a fire hose, and special pickups that are placed randomly throughout the map. And the demon also has its normal fire placement, fireball, its ring of fire, and its choking smoke abilities. But first of all, let's just start with Ash. Ash has access to the fire axe, which, as previously mentioned, can destroy obstacles and create new paths that the player didn't have access to before, as well as it can be used to attack the demon directly to stun it temporarily. The axe does, however, break after 3 uses and then will respawn at some point in the map after a certain amount of time. The fire extinguisher is used for extinguishing special electrical fires. While it can be used on normal fires, it is, however, less effective. And if you wish to use the extinguisher against the fire demon, the demon must be first kneeling down after it has taken too much damage over a short period of time. The water hose is used to put out normal fires. It can also be used to attack the demon directly, and also shoot the demon's fireballs out of the sky flying towards you to give yourself a temporary buff to either your fire hose or fire extinguisher. The water hose has 10 seconds of use before it needs to be refilled at a water hose refilling station placed in a set location on the map. Fire hose can also not be used on electrical fires. If it is used on an electrical fire, electricity will arc through the water and then zap the player, damaging them. And lastly, Ash has access to pickups, such as the health pickup, which will heal the player for 25 health, or a special upgrade for the fire hose to give them a triple nozzle fire hose, which is triple the water, but at the same efficiency that the normal fire hose has. The fire demon's mechanics. So the fire demon has a ranged fireball projectile that will either damage Ash directly or can create smaller fires off at the distance. These smaller fires will start off at a much lower intensity, and as such will spread much slower compared to the normal fire placement, which the demon can place on objects anywhere throughout the map. These fires start off at a much higher intensity and as such will spread a lot quicker. The demon also has a self-defense mechanism known as choking smoke. When the player gets too close to the demon, it will release a puff of smoke that will begin to choke the player that will last for 7 seconds. This smoke will damage the player for 5 damage per second that they are within the affected area, and the ability has a 30-second cooldown, meaning that the player has a chance to go in and attack the demon directly once that ability has been used. The demon also has access to a ring of fire ability, which lasts for 5 seconds and deals 5 damage per second while the player is within the effective area, acting as a similar self-defense mechanism to the choking smoke. And lastly, the fire demon has access to its berserker fire demon, as previously mentioned, where everything is powered up from all areas, such as its damage is all doubled, and the boss heats up, creating a heat-damaging aura that the player cannot approach without taking any damage. Also, our fire propagation system. So the fire propagation system works off of a hidden system of nodes within the game. When a node is lit on fire, the adjacent nodes to that node begin to have its moisture drained while its maximum heat is increased. When the moisture reaches 0, the fire will spread then to the next node, which will then start beginning to affect the other nodes that are adjacent to it, much like just on the video. All nodes have a fuel amount set to them, so when the fuel reaches 0, the fire will be automatically put out. As for the core game flow of Flame Off, it has to be a fast but also memorable experience as it is designed for community engagement. As such, gameplay experiences will only last for about 5 to 10 minutes, as they will then have to be passed off onto the next player. So at the start, the player will be separated from the fire demon, giving them enough time to take in their surroundings and figure out an action plan. The demon will begin to patrol around the level, which is a library, and will eventually discover the player and begin to follow them until the player has left the demon's line of sight, hiding behind either a bit of cover such as a bookshelf or a desk. The player will then have to choose between dousing the ever-spreading flames around them or by being aggressive and attacking the demon directly. Both of these options have merit, but it is up to the player to figure out which option is best to choose at the time for the situation. Once the demon has taken 50% of its health and damage, it will then activate its Berserker mode, putting the pressure onto Ash, as all of its damage is now doubled. The player can choose to either be aggressive during this time but at a distance, or can play defensive and hide from the demon, putting out the fires, making the demon even weaker. Once the player has made the demon's health get to 0, the player wins and activates the elevator leading into the second level, which is an office-style maze level, with a different boss with different mechanics. Our target audience for the game is a younger target audience, such as children of 8 to 12 years old, or the parents of those children. As the game is being designed for community engagement, we've had to make the game simple to pick up and accessible, as well as fun and engaging for the short 5 to 10 minute gameplay that will be available before the players have to pass it on to the next player. As for the competition, there is Flame Trainer and Paperville Panic. Flame Trainer is more of a training tool for firefighters that uses haptic feedback technology. The controller for Flame Trainer is actually a fire hose that reacts when you turn it on, and the player is also wearing a heat vest that heats up as the player approaches the fire. Paperville Panic is more of a game that is developed for HTC VIVE. It has a much more childlike visual style with a lot more brighter colors, and is your goal as the player to save little paper creatures that are on fire using your water gun. Where Flame Off differs from the competition, however, is that we're developing our game for the VIVE Focus. The VIVE Focus is a wireless VR headset that allows the player to have freedom of movement, to allow them to crawl around on the ground, get under objects within the game world, and just have general freedom of movement, which you can't get with normal VR headsets as they are generally wired to the computer. Additionally, we are also making a boss fight designed around this movement system, sure to make a memorable experience for both our target audience and to please project managers. As for the prototype, we have managed to include some of the game's core features, such as the demon being able to throw fireballs at the player, and the fire propagation system so that the fire can more spread. The player also has access to their fire hose, which can be used to shoot down the fireballs, damage the demon directly, and to put out the ever-spreading fires with the fire nodes. The library level is also at its near completed level. All it needs is a few features such as the elevator access into the second level. As for the full game, we'll finish implementing the rest of the game's features such as the axe swinging, fire extinguisher, and electrical fires to go along with that, as well as the pickups for Ash. The demon will also have its Berserker mode, Ring of Fire, and Choking Smoke abilities. We'll also be having the second level, which is that office-style maze, which will have a lot more crawl spaces through the walls to give the players access to newer areas that they would not have been able to access before. There will also be a second boss on the second level, which will be somewhat similar but stuck to the fire theme, but will also have different mechanics to keep the player interested and engaged. We here at Edify Games believe that we have the skills to develop this game. While there have been many technical hurdles, we have all gotten over them as a team. Throughout the semester break and into semester 2, we hope to use the momentum that we have generated throughout semester 1 to create a fun and memorable experience through Flame Off. And with the support of our industry partners, Immersive U and Queensland Fire and Emergency Services, we believe that this will be possible.